During the harrowing days of World War II, one of the most pivotal and fiercely fought battles took place on the Eastern Front, the Battle of Stalingrad. This epic clash between German and Soviet forces would go down in history as a turning point in the war, altering the course of events and sealing the fate of nations. In the summer of 1942, the German army launched a massive offensive aimed at capturing the strategic city of Stalingrad, located on the banks of the Volga River. Adolf Hitler saw Stalingrad as a key prize, believing that its capture would cripple the Soviet Union's ability to resist further German advances. The battle began with a ferocious bombardment of the city, reducing much of Stalingrad to rubble and leaving its inhabitants trapped in a hellish nightmare. But the Soviet defenders, led by General Vasily Chuikov, refused to yield, fighting tooth and nail to defend their homeland against the invading German forces. As the battle raged on, the fighting grew increasingly desperate and brutal. Street by street, house by house, the two sides clashed in fierce close-quarters combat, with neither willing to give an inch of ground. The city became a battleground of unimaginable carnage, with death and destruction lurking around every corner. Despite overwhelming odds, the Soviet defenders held firm, launching daring counterattacks and inflicting heavy casualties on the German invaders. The brutal winter weather only added to the misery of the soldiers, as they battled not only each other but also the freezing cold and dwindling supplies. But perhaps the most defining moment of the Battle of Stalingrad came in November 1942, when the Soviet Red Army launched a massive counteroffensive aimed at encircling and trapping the German Sixth Army in the city. In a bold and audacious move, Soviet forces encircled the Germans, cutting off their supply lines and leaving them stranded and vulnerable. The German Sixth Army faced annihilation as Soviet forces closed in from all sides. Despite desperate attempts to break free, the Germans were overwhelmed by the sheer force of the Soviet onslaught. The Battle of Stalingrad was a crushing defeat for the German army and a decisive victory for the Soviet Union. It marked a turning point in World War II, shifting the momentum of the conflict in favor of the Allies and paving the way for the eventual defeat of Nazi Germany. Onslaught. In February 1943, after months of bitter fighting and unimaginable suffering, the German commander, Field Marshal Friedrich Paulus, surrendered, marking the end of one of the bloodiest battles in history. But beyond its strategic significance, the Battle of Stalingrad remains a testament to the courage, resilience, and sacrifice of the soldiers who fought and died there. It is a reminder of the horrors of war and the enduring human spirit that perseveres in the face of adversity.